You good?
Up and running.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
It's like an earthquake. Oh, maybe I do need water.
Microphone is on?
Yeah, it's all good.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a soft start today.
All right.
You know, soft start. It's not anything. You know, we're not going to run right into this one. We're just going to like gently caress our way into the show. So, just like smooth up in there. Greetings from the Twin Cities. Oh,
What's
that
going
one.
on, guys?
Oh, there we go. Hi, greetings from the Twin City. Hi. Hey, hi. How you doing? Hey. Coming in clear. Good afternoon. Good morning, Chris, Mr. Brinkley.
Sprinkly.
What's up, dudes? Hope you're having a great weekend. No, we worked all day, so kind of it's too damn hot here again.
We're just
Not
having a
happy about
regular weekend, right?
Yeah, it was nice today though. We did have some
Yeah.
some niceness. Sup, boys? Hola, amigos.
What up?
Sup, Weber? How you doing? What's up, Dean and Furry?
What's up?
What's up? How you doing? Hello from Vegas.
Ryan, what's up, buddy?
Still, every time I see that, I still laugh every time I see his name. When you gonna knock back some beers? No. Hope you should though. I just knocked back a lemonade. It was really good. What's up, Dean and Fernando?
What's up?
It's only got to be legal in 2019. Okay.
I mean, sure.
East Tennessee checking in. Oh, here they're talking about some silly. What kind of trouble can we get into tonight? I mean,
you guys have to get in trouble.
First timer. We got a first timer right here. First time live. What's up, Carlos?
Hey,
we hope you
Carlos,
enjoy the
thank
show.
you for watching, man.
Hey, it's Saturday, guys. So let's just kind of work our way through this. We'll have a good show. We'll do some stuff. We'll answer some questions. First up is our first go round, which is Moscone. I'm not going to lie. I've just spent like the last 2.5, 3 hours over in the showroom talking to people. So I'm trying to, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like get prepped for this. And it's like, Pizza Dave.
What's up?
What's going on? Hi from Canada. What's up, Gary? Got a question. 13 Yukon. Are the Phoenix Gold radios any good? Oh, Phoenix radios any good? So I've never personally put in a Phoenix radio. We primarily stick to branded radios. We won't put in anything other than a branded radio just because. So I would definitely check out the reviews on that particular radio. I can tell you this, that you get what you pay for in car audio 100% of the time, especially when it comes to something like a radio. So if there's any bad reviews, believe them. They're not just, and then I wouldn't believe too many. They're like, oh, it's the most amazing thing ever. I can guarantee it's not. But,
yeah.
Dean, take 10 deep breaths 10 times to calm down. I don't think it'll work, but
it takes too much time.
It does take too much time.
We don't have time for that, right?
We ain't got time for that. What's up from New Mexico?
Where is Old Mexico?
You're from Old Mexico.
I'm from Old Mexico.
You're from Old Mexico.
And this is New Mexico.
There is New Mexico.
I want to go to New Mexico.
Do you?
I want to see what is new.
Didn't we go? No, that was Arizona. Nothing. It's the same old shit, just different day. Happy Saturday.
It's Extreme.
It's Extreme Jeff again. What's up, Extreme Jeff? How you doing, buddy?
Racing.
Hold on. Let me get over here. I'm looking for a subwoofer suggestion. So is he. You notice that, like, lately they've been doing
It's been crazy.
It's so weird.
It's been crazy.
I want a tight clean bass, but I'm not sure the size to go with. Or should I do 1 or 2 subs? The system will be in an extended cab pickup. More than likely, you're going to have to do something underneath the seat. I mean, underneath the seat, you're never going to be like knocking down the world. It's just going to be what it is. So without knowing what truck it is, here's some thoughts. Maybe figure out what kind of box will fit first, and then you can kind of go from there. So if you're going to build the box, that's one thing. If you're not going to build the box, maybe head over to foxacoustics.com. They have nice Rhino line boxes there that can take, in some cases, they sell you seat lift kits, so you can put a regular size subwoofer in there, which is kind of nice. If you're looking for the pretty box, you can head over to MTI Acoustics. They'll make you a pretty box, you know, with lights and leather and stitching and all that other fun stuff that'll sound really good. Then there's a handful of other little ones like we use Zen enclosures too, but I think they're primarily cars and not trucks. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, if you have to go narrow, you know, I like the Kicker subwoofer. So I like the Comp RTs, I like the L7Ts. If you're looking for a shallow pinkies out, awesome. I would look at maybe the Focal Flax. You also have the Rockford T. And then, of course, there's a ton of other ones now. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot to choose from for sure. Any other suggestions for a tablet style then? So I really don't know of any tablet style radios that aren't like great. Like you're never going to find a tablet style radio that is on par with like the name brands. They're just not there yet. What's the one that's always at the show? Linkswell. Linkswell's it's kind of been doing this a long time, and they're on, I think, their 2.0 version.
Yeah.
Which they've got some really interesting things. Like they have Toslink outputs, they have DSPs.
Yep.
Not in the radios, but
improving
standalone.
A lot. For sure. From the first time I spent plenty time with them.
Yeah. So maybe look at the Linkswell stuff. Linkswell. It's one word, but it's it's pronounced Linkswell. So
thank you for the 5.
Would the 2K status amp give me studio sound or settle for the 850? So the 2K status amp is definitely going to sound better than the 850 because the 850 is basically IC power amps. Similar to what comes in the radio itself is 25 by 8. I mean, if we're just doing this because we want Alpine, then I would go status. However, for $2,000, there are some other amplifiers to consider. So, for example, like this guy up here, Moscone America, we have the 1-810 and we have the 1-6-10. These are 10-channel DSPs, 6 channels of input. They have input EQ. They have output EQ. They have parametric EQ. They have a bunch of stuff, and they're in that same price point. And they're AB class amplifiers and not D class amplifiers. So that 8 to 10 is pretty appealing. So you might want to look at those. You might want to look at those too. Also, just there again, unless you just want Alpine, in which case then I would go with the status.
Correct.
Hey y'all, just watching show while fixing, rewiring, and adding an Amp Pro.
Very nice.
That's awesome. I just talked to somebody about an Amp Pro. One of the many conversations I had over there because another company didn't realize that, hey, these things exist. Let's do it the wrong way. Hey. Hi. Focal 3-way, Focal 2-way, Moscone 830, 2JL TW3s. Would 2 Moscone 110 Pros be a good choice for the subs? Your thoughts on Moscone DSP 8 to 12 aerospace or a more personalized listening experience? Okay, so 2 things. One, the Moscone 830 has the 8 to 12 aerospace built into it. 8 to 10, sorry, has the 8 to 10 aerospace built into it, meaning they're both the same DSP, both the same software, both the same configs, all the same things you can do with the standalone you can do with the 830. So from that regards, just grab the water, man. So from that regards, the 830 is a great building block in which to start the conversation with. Whether you need 2 Pro 110s, that's 2,000 watts of power. So if you want $2,000 worth of power for your subs, go for it. If not, just do 1 Pro 110. You could probably get away with just one Pro 110. I don't know what size woofers you have, but we've done the 830 with a Pro 110 on 210s, and it's plenty of power. But there again, I'm not gonna tell somebody they can't do more. I'm looking for a subwoofer suggestion. We already did this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually the first question I think we did.
All right.
It's all good. 2014 Land Rover LR4. What is the best way to get Android Auto?
So if you go to RDV,
but do they have?
So I type the information that you give me right there, 2014 Land Rover, and if you go there, if you scroll, they give you the off right there. Now go back.
I got it.
If you go to the rdbfl.com, type model number, everything about your car, and they will give you this, and then you can pick which one is actually.
Oh, I think you need the top product. No, it's that top.
This one.
No, not those. Go up. It's that right there.
This one.
Yep. Click on that. That's a CP-LR12. That's what you need.
So yep. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, backup camera, and all.
So the other two units are if you already have Android Auto in there, those will stream. Mm-hmm. This is if you don't have Android Auto in there, then this will integrate with the factory stereo to get like we did in the Mercedes this week. Same thing. Yeah. So there you go.
Perfect.
RVDFL.com. Ask for Rich.
Oh, he's the only one.
I was gonna say he's the only one answering the phone. Hey guys.
Hey.
Getting a Halo 11 installed next Saturday by you guys. Okay. Awesome. Going to install in phases, amp, speakers, and sound treatment after. Okay.
Yeah. I think the radio is the first step. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? That'll be fun.
No problem.
So I'm going to be sick next Saturday. Just calling it out now. I went too far.
Yeah.
I can click on it. Okay. Hey, Dean, when you suggest adding an amp after a key to 100.4 to boost power, would that be kicker output to amp high input, amp to speakers? Yes. Yeah. So depending on the amplifier you're going to get, so like kicker amplifiers don't have a separate high-level input. So let's say, for example, you're going to go to the CS amplifiers or the KMA amplifiers or something like that. They don't have, everything is through the RCA input. It just knows what's going on, and well, it doesn't know. It can handle the voltage between the two. If you're getting an amplifier that, let's say, has, like, for example, like a Rockford amplifier, like a Prime, for example, R2, that has a plug for high-level input. So yeah, you come out of you treat it just like a high-level application. So you'd come out of that into that. I would look for something that has RCA input for high level. So, and how you do that is when you're looking at the specs in the amplifier, if you don't see an external plug, like a plug for high level, that means the high level is coming in over the RCA. It's just for a much cleaner install. And that way it'll usually have a button for high level, low level then. So I would look for that.
Mr. Gain amplifier, look at that.
What's up, Elias? How you doing? You know.
Yeah.
Oh. Just got a Fox acoustic box for under the seat of my 23 Santa Cruz. Looks very nice. Don't have it installed yet. Well, get to work, man.
Yeah,
get to work. Speaking of that, hola. I don't speak Spanish, but if I did, I'd say macho. I am speaking Spanish. No, I am macho. Yeah,
so
that's what he claims. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like Mexican popsicles.
No.
Well, it depends.
Because they'll probably have that crappy stuff on it.
Yeah, tamarind.
Yeah, probably have tamarind on it.
Most like, he hates tamarind.
Oh, it's just the most
I buy it just to have it.
Yeah, gross. But he says when he speaks Spanish, he sounds macho.
Oh, really?
You got to go to the bathroom? We'll go to the bathroom.
Go, bro.
Dude.
It's okay. You can walk normal, buddy.
Yeah, they don't see the green blob passing behind us.
Am I just green screen?
Yeah, you're green screen. We're going to block you out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I was wondering if sound deadening, in sound deadening, have you seen where some have sound treated their dash? Have you ever had to do that to a vehicle? No.
Yeah.
You know. Listen, I think there's a point of
It's a level.
There's a level. There's a realistic amount of things that people should be willing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's everything else.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
so like if you're gonna destroy a car,
Yeah.
Okay, so like I saw a guy put sound treatment on the outside of the car. Okay, yeah, because he's like, oh, there's a dent and it's Bondo, so I'm just gonna sound treat the outside. I'm just gonna spray paint it black. I was like, what the frick are you
What?
talking about? That's
The only reason
the
I can
dumbest thing
see
ever.
sound deadening the dash and everything is if you are competing or doing
No,
some
I mean if there
form
was a
of
rattle, I think if there's a rattle,
yeah.
and you're gonna do the backside.
Like for example,
Definitely the backside.
Brian
not the
Mitchell,
front side.
right?
Yeah.
Brian Mitchell, they always is like 10 and it's like all the way. It's
Yeah,
Brian
oh,
Mitchell.
yeah,
So he will
Well-
take the dash out to sound it, the whole thing, metal, whatever, to make sure he's not
Yeah,
gonna
but-
have any resonance.
Right.
Ooh, resonance.
Ooh,
Ooh,
big word,
ooh.
big word. Now, and there again, I'm not opposed to like if there's a big plastic panel and it's buzzing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, there's nothing in the dash that buzzes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if you have 3.5s in the corner of the dash, okay, you can easily put some dampening material in there to absorb that back wave so the dash doesn't rattle. Now, if it's rattling, yeah, I can see where you might peel and stick and put some stuff behind it, maybe on the air conditioning vents or something. I don't know, but I mean, I very rarely do we run into a situation where like the dash rattles or
No.
vibrates or makes noise
No.
because there's usually nothing that moves mounted in the dash.
No, and it's
Or-
just the grills, you know.
Yeah, I
They-
mean, sometimes you can put some foam around
Foam
there, if you
on
get-
it,
but
yes.
but there again, that what the 2.5, 3.5 in the dash,
It's not making that much.
it's
no.
like not even moving a 16th of an inch half at all. And so it's like what's
Most
it
of the
gonna do?
time is the mid bass on the door, and
I
it's the
think sound
plastic.
treating the outside of the car is the way to go. You know, just put it on the outside of the car. It's the stuff with the foam too, because then you can open your car doors and the stuff. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
just-
so.
Yeah,
just
just
wrap
make
it.
sure you match up all the logos.
Yeah,
That'd
wrap
be
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
But no, we haven't run into that yet. Hold on, wait. I got to read this. This looks like a PSA. To the new guys, there are several other cardio experts lurking in the chat. Just in case Dean and Fernando don't get your questions, also have patience. Oh, was there?
Thank you. Yeah, so some of these guys, like for example, like Arturo works in the industry.
Oh, no, you got just everything Christian says. If Christian is over,
Christian says something.
You just
know,
disregard
don't
everything.
listen.
Just don't listen to anything he says.
Nah, just kidding.
No, seriously, don't listen to anything Christian says. He's on. He's
You know, sometimes Frank helps out with the questions and everything. So yeah, I mean,
Boston Mike,
Boston Mike,
Addis is good for like
you know,
seeing bad
Elias,
words.
right
Elias
there.
knows a little bit.
just a little bit.
Yeah, there are some peoples in the chat that know what they're talking about.
Now everybody has different opinions, so just
Okay, never follow an opinion. Opinion is crap. Opinions aren't good for anything. My inline fuse to my RR2 keeps blowing. I tried disconnecting the battery before replacing it, but it still blew. The fuse is 7.5. Oh, okay. So in the hundreds and hundreds of RRs I've put in, I have never had a blown fuse ever. So that leads me to believe there's something weird going on here. If it's only connected to the radio, meaning that's all that is, it's like radio, and there's nothing else connected, no backup cameras, no nothing, just RR radio, nothing else, and it's blowing that fuse. That's crazy. That means there's got to be something going on with the radio. Like the radio is for some reason drawing more current than it's supposed to. So that's kind of odd. Then I would look at like, okay, what is the fuse on the back of the radio? So if the fuse on the back of the so in there again, I don't even know where the RR fuse even comes into play with that. So it sounds like something is wired improperly, and that's why that fuse is blowing, because it shouldn't. It should never blow that fuse, because that is like right before the RR, and it's just there to protect the RR. I mean, you could have a bad RR, never seen one before, ever, but no, that's not a good thing.
what I would do, I disconnect everything and just plug power ground, you know, and
Well,
an
I mean,
accessory.
you could do it. You could use your digital multimeter and do a
Yeah.
check the draw.
Yeah.
You can Google that, how to use your digital multimeter to check amperage draw, and see what is coming at that fuse.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll tell you how many. If you have a good digital multimeter, it'll tell you what your amperage draw is there, because that doesn't make any sense.
That requires some tools for sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just like I've never had a fuse blew. Dean, do all the Dayton DSPs have engine noise? I don't have it without. Wait, I don't have it without the DSP. Okay, so we bought two.
Mm-hmm.
We bought two Dayton DSPs. One because we bought it to test it. It was a hunk of crap. The second one, I called it a hunk of crap, and everyone got their feelings hurt. So I bought a second one to give away to somebody that got their feelings hurt. Listen, I get the price point that it's at. It's very alluring, and I'm not opposed to you getting it to anyone, not you, but anyone getting it just to learn how to do DSP. But for $350, which I know is twice the cost of that, you can get into a much better DSP. DSR1 you can get from $299 to $350. Better DSP, no noise. $500 seems to be the magic number for what most DSPs go for in the entry level, but there's other DSPs out there.
The Helix Mini, it's around like
it's like 450.
5, yeah,
450. I get it. I don't even know. I think the JBL amplifier, the 8-channel amplifier, which is an amplifier but still has a nice DSP, is right around $300 or $400. I understand that, but I was gonna say Big Jeff actually sells a DSR1 for $350. We were looking that up this weekend. What's up, Big Jeff?
What's going on, man?
So it's a piece of crap, okay? But it's like the worst My First DSP. It gets you going.
I want a sponsor.
Yeah, but my point is that it's just not a well-made product, and the reason why it is because of the price point. Okay, It's just an inexpensive DSP, and for the money, it is what it is, and I get it. But truth is, no one should buy this because here's the thing that gets me every time, right? We're doing this because we want our cars to sound better, correct?
So the purpose, right?
The whole purpose is to make our cars sound better. We want the most enjoyable, but in there again, a baller on a budget, trying to do it, save it. But the reality is like that's not the place to save money. Like that's the place where you put you can buy cheaper speakers, right? I get it. That's cool. You can buy a set of go buy a set of whatever for $150.
Sure.
And they'll sound okay.
Yeah.
Like they'll sound good. But your DSP is like, you don't want a dirty cup. You don't want shitty water.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most important thing in there.
Mm-hmm.
You'll go spend $1,000 on some subwoofers, and get an 8K, but you'll still buy the crap. It's like, no, that is the one piece of the system that you should should spend the money on.
Right.
Yes, that's it.
If you have a brand new car, of course, the integration part of it, the smart module,
but I'm just saying though, the DSP is what makes everything else sound good.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Get the best one you can, and I get it. Hey, that might be the best one you can get. I don't know. But
don't settle.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
For now, that's the only thing you can buy. Buy it, play with it, but don't settle. Don't be like, okay, I'm done. No. Because it's something there that is way better than that. So,
and I just want you to know this is the most Fernando talked on the show in a long time.
Yeah.
So that's how passionate he feels about this. Not just me. It's not just me. Definitely. Oh yeah. So remember when Bill was in the other day and he was talking about Big Jeff's big secret? Mm-hmm. He's got big secret coming up. And we're like, it's not that big of a secret. He got Kenwood.
Perfect.
Which we said, you're going to sell him Kenwood? And he was like, oh, no, man.
There you go.
So, congratulations, Big Jeff.
Now he has Kenwood.
Enjoy Kenwood's one of our favorites. So, if anybody wants to get some Kenwood, head over to Big Jeff's.
Oh, buy it from me too. I mean, we sell it too, right?
Whoever works. It's hey, let's be honest. It's Kenwood. Go Frank, go. All right. So, holy God. Hold on. Why won't this roll? This isn't rolling. I'm trying to get to this comment here. Hold on. Okay, so we can agree to disagree on this one.
Okay.
I do think. Okay, wait, hold on. Maybe you agree. Hold on, let me read it again. I do think there is a huge difference in quality of DSPs. I think the difference is features they have. I do not think. Okay, so I do not think there's a huge difference in quality of DSPs. See, we don't have to agree on that one because I don't agree. There is a huge difference.
Yeah,
in quality.
don't definitely agree with that one. Yeah.
You know, and there again, if we're talking $500 DSPs. Yeah, they're probably very similar, but you know, when you're comparing an ARC to, let's say, a Rockford, or you're carrying a Moscone 812 Aerospace to an audio control, it's like
the quality of the components
is
totally different. That's the reason why.
That's why Brax is $5,000.
Brax is $5,000, right?
Hand-picked parts, all yeah, and you can hear it. You can hear it.
For sure.
You can totally hear it.
Yes.
You know, and because if that was the case, because a Helix DSP and a Brax DSP are basically the same DSP.
Yes.
You know, basically the same DSP.
Same software.
Well, no, they're built on the same idea. They're built on the same platform.
Yes.
It's just all the parts that go into the Brax are handpicked, handmade.
100% better. Yeah.
Every part that because every part that comes into Audio Tech Fisher is analyzed. Okay.
Yeah.
And they go into bins. And a Brax part is the 1% of all the parts that come in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It passes that Brax test, and that goes into a Brax bin. It goes into a Brax build, and those are all built to order by hand. And so they sound different. They sound different. But there again, it's $5,000 DSP or $6,000 DSP as opposed to an $1,800 DSP. But it's all good. But it's nothing but love. It's all love.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Okay. Hi, guys. I got an AC LC 1.1500.
Okay.
They always have the SSF at 24. Okay.
But I want the full range. So also the subsonic below 20 hertz. Is there a solution? My sub plays lower than 24 hertz. I also want to feel the bass.
So you talk about the subsonic filter is the SFF. They call it, so they have a name for it called PFM. That's the audio control name for what you're talking about is PFM. And no, there's no bypass for it in the amplifier. That is, believe it or not, you're not the first guy that has sold their LC 11500 because they wanted something that doesn't have that subsonic built into it. The problem is finding an amplifier that doesn't, because most people don't tell you that there's due. Like Kicker has it, but they don't tell you. So if you bought an expensive amp, it's got a feature you don't like, you're probably going to have to sell that amplifier to get an amp that doesn't have that feature built into it.
Yeah.
I know it kind of sucks. That does suck. But you're not the first guy. You definitely won't be the last guy. But it'd be neat if they put a jumper in there, but they don't. That's the one time they don't.
All right.
Maybe going forward they might, because I know like on the new Epicenter Micro, it has the bypass for it. But that's it. But it doesn't do you any good in yours.
Rookie question. I'm trying to figure it out. My head unit max volume. I have a DMA10. Where do I put the props to the DD1, the RCA outputs of the DMA10? So
here's a better idea. There's a couple of ways you can do this. However, what I would suggest doing first is going over to Tony D'Amore's YouTube channel. It's on YouTube. Go to Tony D's YouTube channel and type in gain train. That's right, gain, like gain adjust, train. And he has it's his product. He made the DD1. So he has a great video showing you how to do exactly what you're talking about. Because you actually going to put them on the output. Now, watch that video to help you wrap your head around all this. Secondly, your DMA10 has a clip light indicator in it on the input page in the software. Okay, so you can play your output shut off, you can play your test tones, and there's a light in there that will light up to tell you that you've got your volume up high enough. Now, this is also going to depend on the type of head unit you have. So, for example, if you had like a Kenwood head unit, you can max it out. It has an unclipped output. Pioneer is usually 2 or 3 from the top, like 38, between 38, 37 is the max amount of volume output from the radio before it starts to go pooey. JVC is going to be the same as Kenwood. We haven't done an Alpine in a really long time, but Alpine wasn't consistent from radio to radio. But what we did find over the years is that it's usually 2 from maxed out on everybody, but Kenwood is the safest place. But again, in the software, it has a light that tells you your input is too high.
Yeah.
So Alpine Halo. Yeah, so that's what he has. He has the Alpine Halo. Play your test tones, open the software on the input page. There should be a yellow light that pops up to tell you.
Yeah.
More than likely, it's 2 from the top.
All right.
Jeff, I do have a question. In your opinion, what should the RCA voltage be with 3 amps or more? And what voltage does it cap out where it doesn't help anymore? So all right. So this is a fun one because we had to do an experiment because someone was like, you need a line driver. You got to do this. You got to do that.
You're losing.
You're losing volts. You're losing volts. They're dripping out all over the floor.
Yeah.
If you have a Kenwood that has a 5-volt output, you could take 1,000 Y jacks off of it, and guess what each one of them will be? It's 5 volts. Doesn't make any sense, but it's true. So if you got a 5-volt output with 3 amps, each one of them is going to get 5 volts into them, which is plenty. In a modern amp, like a new amp, they are 5 volts is more than enough to do whatever you want. 4 volts is enough to do what you want. However, there's always that guy, Christian, that feels like he needs a little bit more. Like he wants a cleaner output, or I don't know. They're weird. It's okay. Not you, but him. So that's why audio control makes the Matrix. Sorry, it's on the wall behind me. Audio control makes the Matrix, and that is great to put between a radio and a whole bunch of amplifiers because it is a line conditioner, line driver that does a really nice job. So I wouldn't have any problems with putting a nice Kenwood in the dash and going off to all my amplifiers and calling it a day. But even though most of the time now, we're not going to do that. We're going to go from our radio to a DSP, which is going to take care of everything. And then all the channels of the DSP go out to the amplifier. So I think the better option for a scenario like this would be to just put in a DSP, and then we don't have to worry about anything. But 5 volts is enough to power a lot of amplifiers. Plus, the other thing too is like, if you're going to add like sub amplifiers, let's say you have 2. Let's say you have a 4-channel, 6-channel, 8-channel, and 2 sub amplifiers. Most sub amplifiers you can daisy chain. So you come in, go out, come in, go out, and so they just keep the voltage the same all the way down. So very rarely is there a situation where you don't have enough voltage to do what you're doing. I do know some crazy stuff though, like when Kicker had that really crazy. Those guys build that battery, the white truck. They were using Q class as line drivers because, for one, they didn't have one, and 2, they wanted DSP. And they couldn't use Q class, so they were using silly stuff. But yeah, is there any other integration piece besides nav TV for a 21 F250?
F150.
Either way. I saw the 2. Yeah.
Amp Pro.
There's actually 2.
Yeah.
3. Sorry, there's 3 right now. Amp Pro, FD 31, 41.
FD 21.
It might be a 41. Anyway, pack-audio.com.
Yep.
They make the Amp Pro A to B. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
The nav, it's Zen A to B is the piece you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you have the Amp Pro A to B. And I'm assuming you have the BO system. Because otherwise none of this matters. Metra makes their piece, which is their A to B adapter. And then don't make me come over there, man. Volume off, bro. What the heck? I'll squish you like a bug. And then there's another company called Mobridge. Mobridge makes an interface also. So we'll just do this. So here's Maestro is also coming out with one, but theirs has not shipped yet. So Mobridge USA, that's what you got. So those, yeah. So there's 3 available. So we're not worried about that at all. And honestly, we had stopped using the Zen A to B a while ago once PAC released theirs because we were having some hand-built problems with that piece. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
They're hand-built. So look at Fang. I'm there, bro. I got it up there.
You got it. You got it, my friend.
And for the next 20 some odd minutes, the sponsor is going to be audio control. I should have switched earlier because we were doing a lot of audio control talk though. But hey, have you heard about the new PNW speakers? You know, we keep talking about that 3.5, but
yeah.
You know, today was one of those days where that 3.5 was the speaker to talk about because with a couple customers, I was like, hey, we have this. And they're like, oh, that's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But check it out, PNW, audio control. Of course, we still have awesome amplifiers and fun stuff like that. But head over there, check them out.
There you go.
Okay. What is this one? Okay, I got it.
Bobby Pew Pew.
Bobby Pew Pew.
I like it.
I want to run full active with DSP. I'm told should still put capacitor base blockers in line to protect the tweeters in case of setting profile failure. How do I know what to get? Tweeter says 4,000 to 20,000. Can you recommend something? I never do this.
Capacitors.
I never put capacitors to protect the tweeters, okay? I know one guy that said to do that, Mark, that is on YouTube. And the thing is this, man. I have, with there again, the hundreds of DSPs we've put in, this has never happened. I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
Right.
And we've had customer that set his DSP up so whacked out. I mean, channels were mid bass is tweeters, tweeters is mid bass, and rears is fronts and subs, and that kept his tweeters from blowing. Mm-hmm. So in his case, thank God he did it. Otherwise, he would have had nothing but blown speakers. But no, I don't.
So all the purpose of the DSP is can be accurate.
Well, the other thing is all this stuff is burned into the EEPROM of the DSP. So I mean, if this goes bad, man, you just blew up your DSP. Your tweeters are the last things on your mind. However, as always, you can look up a crossover chart. So what you want to look up is the capacitor crossover value chart. There's a couple of them online floating around. You'll find one. And so if your tweeter low point is 4K, more than likely 4K, you're going to be crossing it. Oh, 4K. That's high. What is it, a focal?
Yeah.
So you can cross the ohm load of the tweeter to the frequency, and it'll tell you the value of the capacitor that you need. Mm-hmm. But that's how that's done. So it's all good. But I'm not a fan. Mary Lou. Tweeters already have capacitors built in. No, not all of them. Remember, if you get like a standalone tweeter, there's no capacitor built into it.
Right.
There's usually one in the passive crossover network that it comes with. But if
you go in
passive crossover network that you're getting isn't a biampable crossover network, which your speakers may be. So, and if I just said biampable and your head just exploded, there's a simple enough explanation for that. So some, not all, but some, see, here's our cool crossover board. Yay, right? Remove the Mary Lou for a second.
Hang on.
So here is a basic capacitor. And there again, I told you how to find the value of that. But some manufacturers, like see, here are some Autos and Prima speakers, and they're not the only ones. Alpine does it. Focal does it with the slate fibers, and some others. That this is the tweeter crossover, this is the mid-range crossover. So if you're concerned about that happening, you could just use this, put it in line, and it would be fine. Mm-hmm. This is a standard, we'll use this one. This is a standard two-way crossover, though. So like if you got a set of two ways, how this works is it needs both tweeter and mid-range connected to it in order for it to function properly. So this is not a biampable crossover. However, if you look at like this focal here, okay, so how the focal, see how it has the two white bars? So on the input side, you have mid-range tweeter in, and then on the output side, you have mid-range tweeter out. It looks very similar to this one, but this is actually a three-way crossover. So as you see on this end, it just has this one input, then it's tweeter, mid bass. So this crossover is not biampable compatible. So if I was going to do what you were doing and I had this crossover, I could run my tweeter in and run my tweeter out and not do the mid-range because the two stand independent of one another. And it's just like if I had something like this, because these two stand independent of one another. The only advantage of this is they just put it in a 1-bit box, which really isn't an advantage anymore. It kind of sucks because I'm going to find some place to put this, whereas I can put these next to the speakers, and it's much easier to install.
Yeah. Thanks. I won't worry about it then.
No.
Tweeters are the JL C5s. Okay.
Okay.
4K to 20K per the spec sheet.
So what you want to look at on the spec sheet is the FS of the speaker, F small s. And you want to double that number and set that. So for example, if the FS is
double or triple the number?
Double. Double is if you're not going straight bass head, double is fine. If you are going straight bass head, triple. But so like I said, if the FS was 2800. 2200.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna double that number, and that's gonna be my crossover point at 24 dB.
Perfect.
Okay. So sometimes it's 1600. Double that number, whatever the FS is, double that number, and make that your crossover point for your tweeter, as well as the top for your mid range. FS is 1.5, so 3K. Thank you, Ada. Look at that. Just knows it off the top of his head. Look at
knows.
So there you go. So if the FS on that is 1.5, cross the tweeters over at 3K, and everything is wonderful. 24 dB Linkwood's Riley.
Perfect.
Floating screen, Alpine, Sony, Kenwood. It's really going to depend on the install. I got to be honest with you. The ES, Sony, they're all great radios, right?
Yeah.
They're all good radios.
Great features.
It's just like, obviously,
I'm going to add the high 10 just because it's another
affordable
floating screen.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah. So I like the Kenwood. However, the Kenwood is a double DIN. The Kenwood also has the most features. So from that regards, that's why I'm going to pick it.
And I'm going to say we have a lot of questions. I'm sorry, guys, if we went through this and we didn't answer your question. It's a lot. So
I'm sorry if I didn't get to your questions.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best.
Trying Monday. You're a big box.
Yeah. Okay. Get to the next one.
All right.
Kenwood.
Kenwood?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Kenwood. Everyone can be mad at me later. Yeah. You'll be watching. Go, dude. Say Sony. Say Sony. And there again, the one thing nice about the Sony and the Alpine is they're single DINs, and that makes it so much easier to mount than the Kenwood. The Kenwood is by far the hardest one to mount. Okay, so from that perspective, Sony Alpine way easier to deal with. I don't like the way the Alpine attaches to the screen. It's a pain in the ass, but hey, Sony's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they all nice. You don't have to. At that point, it just becomes like feature wise.
So the Kenwood has a 2-year warranty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think the ES has a 3-year warranty.
It might. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Adam's over there promoting the Sony because he's a big Sony. We just became a Sony ES dealer. So,
yes. Hey, what's up, Luis? How you doing, buddy? Fernandez.
Dude, stop. Hold on. 2016 F-150, seen them installed, but they don't fit.
See, I think in 2016 the high 10 goes flat into the dash. So I would check the high 10 just because it looks better.
Okay, there you go. We got his thing.
It doesn't have wireless CarPlay. I'm just want to tell you.
What does it say? Can I install a full range speaker on a 1-DIN
Pioneer player? I don't understand the question.
I don't understand the question.
Can I install full range?
Yeah, I got no idea.
Sony 3-year, exactly.
PMW F-150 speaker install coming when? Yeah, no kidding, right? I honestly don't know. I don't know. We have to sell them. But
what's up, man? Yeah.
you apologize for not answering people's questions, but then you don't have any questions queued up for me to answer. What the heck? Just became a Sony dealer. You mean Paul discovered he had already been a Sony dealer for years? So much stuff to. So we've always been a Sony dealer, but we've never been an ES dealer. So we brought in Sony ES,
Correct.
and I brought them in mainly for the two high-end radios, the double din, the floating screen, and then the two ES amplifiers. They have a 6 and an 8 channel ES amplifier. And I wanted those two amplifiers because there are certain situations where we're doing something DSP wise that we just need amplifiers. And so those will fill that void. Andy Waymeyer from AudioFrog highly recommends putting protection capacitors on the tweeters. He has a tech tip on the website that covers this in detail. So you can head over to AudioFrog, and it's probably in the AudioFrog University.
Yep.
And read the information on this. Andy Waymeyer also owns AudioFrog and doesn't want to get any blown tweeters back. And he is operating under the assumption of lowest common denominator. He also does not make a DSP. So at present, yeah, I get why he says to do it. I totally get why he says to do it.
I mean, we haven't.
We running around with scissors.
Yeah, whatever you
running around with scissors.
You can pick whatever you want for sure.
Question again on the high 10, Fernando. Is the high 10 quality up to snuff with my AC amps and hybrid speakers? Yeah. Actually, yeah. So what do you have for a DSP in that one, Scott? Because the high 10 is, out of all of these, the only one that does have a Toslink output.
Yeah.
That is usable.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there. It doesn't have wireless CarPlay, though.
That's what I'm saying. But if you buy the RDV, plug it in, you get wireless CarPlay.
There's that.
Right?
I have a Honda Civic EX sedan 2011. I need a 911 done to my car. Do you know an installer in Bakersfield, California? I don't even know where Bakersfield, California is, but like there's probably more installers per capita in California than any other state in the union. So Mary Lou, do you know anybody in Bakersfield, California? Since that's your stomping grounds, Mrs. Don't pick on California over there. So you have a D5 1300. Right now, there's no way to get a Toslink into that, which is fine. Right now, just as fine. But you never know what might happen one day.
How? Not in his.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's not true. You really need to learn to listen better. The high 10 is the best. Sony can with that. Okay, sure. Well, there we go. Like I said, Christian for the win.
Whatever.
Do you have any videos on level matching amps? I will be bridging a CXA 360.4 from a Key 180.4. I know we do. I know there are. I know, but I don't know if they're parts of other videos. But yes, we. It's honestly not that hard if you're installing this stuff on your own. You need a digital multimeter. You need to set the digital multimeter to AC current. I would strongly recommend not having the speakers connected. And you're going to just turn the voltage or turn your radio up to a fixed point and measure both outputs. And then turn it down to the lower one of the two. And you're going to go through that on all the channels. So it's just like turning a dial, just so you can see what's happening on. If you can turn the crossovers off, it does make it a little easier. And don't play with the volume knob while you're doing it. Bless you. Yeah, it's okay. I'll kill you later. How come we never hear about Alaska installers? Because that's where Perfectionist is. So
Perfectionist.
There's only one, Perfectionist, the guys that own Sound Shield.
That's right.
So yeah, okay. We're just gonna skip over that.
Right. No, I already put it on.
Oh. All right, here we go. Hello from Ohio. For mid-bass, have you heard the JL-C7s compared to the AudioFrogs? Compared to, like, at the same time, no. But have we done both of them?
Yeah,
and I'd buy the AudioFrogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
GB60s.
Yeah,
GB60s for the one.
Yeah,
sure.
without even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Paul buys a car and then drives it until the wheels fall off. He lets Mother Nature clean it. He's not a car guy. His culture has nothing.
It's just a transportation.
It's just a mode of transportation. They brutal to cars, man. Like they know how to screw up some cars.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. C7 can't even look at audio fraud. I mean, that's Ada's. Ada said that, not me.
You're gonna get sued.
No, curious. Yeah, well, now you got that Garmin money. 2002 C5 Corvette. Where would you rank install of a double din head unit from 1 to 10? I felt cutting the metal bracket and the new bezel at a 7. So I've done a bunch of those, and up until the last 2, I finally figured out how to do these cars and not have them suck. Because they suck. And I came up with a new technique that honestly, I don't remember what I did until I'm sitting in the car and go, oh yeah. But no, they are shit. And that stupid little crisscross bracket is the bane. To just throw that thing away and figure out a better way. Yeah, they're brutally mean. And they never set right because the dash is all warped. And oh, God, they suck. Yeah, but no, 7's good. 7's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he doing? If I was looking for Audio Frog, I would use the Garmin to find it.
That was
yeah. Okay.
That was good.
Thanks, guys, for all your help. The RR2 has been installed and working perfectly for over a year or two. I am also the same one who had the dead battery. Well, there you go.
There you go. Maybe if you have a battery for 2 months and then you just jump it, you might fry
definitely fry the fuses.
The RR,
All this it could be something bad in the RR at this point. All this DSP talk is awesome. Can 2 DSPs be linked to have more channels for the purpose of more speakers in SQL type builds? Okay. So this is one of those questions that in history, as time went on, this was something that we could do, and then it's kind of gotten lost over the years. But all right, so when the Kicker Q-Class amplifier came out, this was a feature that you could do because unlike everybody else, they built every amp with a DSP. Their sub amp even had a DSP. So what you would do is you'd buy the bridge or you'd buy a USB dock, and you could daisy chain is up to 110 amplifiers. Okay, now here's where the funness comes in, is that you have to toggle between the amplifiers. So it's not like you can just plug 2 amplifiers and it doubles the amount of information on the screen. You still have to toggle from this amplifier to this amplifier and this amplifier to this amplifier. So they were really one of the first people that allowed you to grow your DSP to whatever size you wanted. But there was some hardship involved in doing it. Later on, JL Audio came onto the scene with their VXIs and adopted, oddly enough, that same feature built into it, in that still currently with the VXI, you can buy their bridge and you can toggle through the 2 amplifiers as you're working. So if you buy a VXI 4-channel and 8-channel, you can have 12 channels, but you're going to work on 8 channels and then toggle through to the 4-channel and toggle back to the 8-channel, toggle back to the 8, toggle between pages. And it is cumbersome. It's not like you can just like you're changing pages apps on a screen. It's nothing like that. Now, with that being said, our buddy Christopher McNulty of Electromedia one day decided I think he was going to put 3 or 4 Forza amplifiers into a car. So he had 3 or 4 laptops out, and that's how he did it. Now, Arc Audio also offered this feature with their 8-channel DSP. I think you could daisy chain 3 of them together with their software. But there again, you're paging between the software. It's not like it just went from 8 to 16 channels on there. Mm-hmm. This is why, fast forward to today, why you're seeing these new 12 and 14 channel DSPs, and somebody's coming out with a 20 channel DSP coming out, because they realize that as these cars become bigger and bigger and more crappy speakers in them, we're seeing things like 18 channels of DSP, 14 channels of DSP. So they're making these DSPs have more channels.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the history of that. So 10 years ago, we had this feature, and now, other than JL, we kind of don't have it anymore because they just decided, screw it, we're just going to make bigger DSPs.
Yeah. The gel still making that hub?
Yeah, we did one like 3 months ago.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, we did.
Not 3 months ago.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 months ago.
Dude, probably like a year.
No, we did it this year. We did it this year because Ada called and we were talking about it. Yeah. And he's being facetious right here. I can tell you right now because he called me about it and we were like, he's like, bro, that's stupid. And I was like, I know. It's all right.
Yeah.
He's going to, that's not how I sound.
Probably.
Looking for an independent review. No. Are 20 crappy speakers better than 10 crappy speakers? Yes, they are. Thanks for a great show and sharing your knowledge and experience. No problem, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So that takes us to 56 minutes. We made it through the show. If we didn't get to your questions, I apologize. Fernando,
Yeah, sorry, guys. I mean, it's a lot, We pick.
Sucks at what he does. I don't even know. I know. I keep him around just to you guys to make fun of and stuff like that.
I mean,
but thank you guys for tuning into the show.
I'm just here for the Wi-Fi.
Hey, if you want to find cool tools for your installation, head over to DNF Tool Drawer because DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can go to find all the cool tools that we use. We'd like to thank our sponsors, which is Moscone, Glade, and Focal, and of course, Audio Control for being proud sponsors of the show. If you guys are interested in any of their cool products, please go over to their websites and check them out, and or hit up your local dealer or Crutchfield or whoever sells the stuff, because that's always fun, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy it's Saturday. I need a day off. Everyone have a nice weekend.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
That's it, man.
Hey, goofball, you want to come over here and say goodbye?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. No, come over here. Come over here. All right, whatever. Just
say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We're gonna skin him like a fish.
Hey, don't do that.
Totally
Don't do that.
gonna do that.
All right.
All right, guys. You have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here Monday, where if we didn't get to answer your questions, you can ask them again Monday, and this time, Fernando will answer them. That's it. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.